All right, we're back again, blowing up the internet and YouTube with content. Wow, that's a nice gravel bar back there, but it's mud. You don't want to be in mud. All right, so
we're going to be at the base of that mountain.
We are going to go to another spot, and then we're going to have some conversation. So stay with us, hang out.
We can hit this on the way back.
Listen to the conversation. I don't think there's any gold there.
We need frack road. We're going to cold country.
Paddle launch.
Look at how low the water is, bro.
Yeah, we are like drought Tennessee here, but that's mud.
Even though it's raining. When
mud
I say
and swamp.
whoa, that means look at the road.
All right, so this discussion here, now that you're with us, that the water is very low in Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Water.
We got a little rain today. Electric vehicles, the big.
Don't get me started on how important water is.
Water.
That's another conversation.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have cloud seeding. They make water now.
Only the Arabs know how to do that. We don't know.
That's a nice gravel bar there. EV vehicles, the biggest scam and con for the world.
EV debate.
The EV debate. I will tell you that for myself and many other vehicles, service providers, vehicle service providers,
these are the people that built the country. Right?
Petrified by the EV mandate. I really wasn't concerned about it because I figured there would possibly be a shelf life for me in my industry for at least 10 years. And that just falls in line with me nearing retirement or doing something on a smaller scale and enjoy the rest of my life. To the point to where we leased a Tesla so I can experience what it is to have an EV vehicle in the family and see what it's all about, not necessarily for myself, but just to see what the pros and cons, the features and benefits were.
That's all street runoff right there.
What the hype was, right? So for me, it was for my son, who wasn't using it a lot. And after a 2-year lease, we decided that, one, if I could buy that car out since I put so much money down on it, and it didn't have any miles on it, and it was still under warranty, that it would be worth the purchase to keep for a few more years, although I knew that it wasn't going to be worth anything, let alone what it was worth at the time of me trading it in.
They wanted too much for it.
That they would have no value. No, when you buy a Tesla, you cannot buy out the lease.
Because they don't want you buying a car that breaks down.
They're already promised to taxi fleets and things of those nature. The vehicles already promised out. They used to do it and then they stopped, probably for many reasons, but they already promised those vehicles to people before your lease is up. So that was a squash. So I put $10,000 down to buy down the monthly payment, which was $420 a month plus full coverage insurance. That the insurance comes at a higher premium because it's an EV vehicle, and typically when they're in an accident, they are a total loss. So for me, it wasn't the experience that I was looking for because it ran up my electric bill. It was costly to charge in New Jersey because of the cost of energy.
I've been to this greenhouse. I believe this greenhouse right here is 17,000 square feet indoors. They had the most hostas I ever seen in one place. The largest greenhouse in Pennsylvania. Hard workers there. God bless you guys for what you do. And they need energy.
Yeah, so
they need electricity.
So the Tesla wasn't for me. It isn't for everyone. The lies that it was green is not true because it takes fossil fuels, solar panel, wind energy that comes from diesel and fossil fuels to create these products. And if you do research on windmills, it costs petroleum maintenance to keep those motors, repairs and maintenance flowing and going so they don't break down.
Turning here, yes. Look.
Okay, so when you see a windmill and you go, oh wow, it's so good, it's so green. No, it destroys the bird population.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. It destroys the earth because they're digging and putting, I think it's 12 feet pads, 12-foot deep pads.
I got proof it doesn't kill the bird rot. We live 30 minutes from Atlantic City.
No,
there's 10 windmills spinning right on there. And there's a million seagulls that'll come down and carry you away. I can tell you by proof
No.
It's not killing the seagulls.
No. It damages the sea life because they're disturbing their natural environment with vehicles that are powered by fossil fuels.
Whoa! But the deep oil drilling wells out there don't. Come on.
What?
Yeah.
So this is pretty nice. It's deep
nice.
though. That when they say that an e-vehicle is environmentally friendly, it's all lies. It's not. It all comes from fossil fuels to develop and maintain and keep those vehicles on the road. Your EV vehicle has petroleum products. It has
and electricity that you charge. Where does that get generated?
the electricity that you're charged. 50% of it.
Solar, wind, or is it coming from
I did the
coal,
research
oil,
on
and
that.
gas?
50%. So they say, if I'm not being lied to from my information, 50% of the energy is not renewable energy that is supplying electricity to the world, at least here in South Jersey. The other 50% is coming from solar and wind, if there has any truth to it. No mention of water, which is weird, right?
No, the Hoover Dam.
I know, but they didn't have them in those statistics. They just said, where is it coming
Hydro.
from? It was solar, wind, and fossil fuels was producing the electricity. So when you say an EV vehicle is environmentally friendly, no, it was
That's
toxic.
'cause the big dams are on the Canadian side, I believe.
It was toxic to the environment during development, process of manufacturing, process of the buildings. There is still fossil fuels and chemicals and makeup in those, not including the battery that they're mining with diesel-powered equipment to mine the battery materials from the earth. Then you have the equipment to run that. And then once the battery is bad, they have nowhere to recycle the battery.
All I know is every internal combustion I had in the last 20 years is seized, and I have electric screwdrivers that still spin
Yeah.
if the battery can be maintained.
If the battery can be maintained. But so the EV mandate actually scared the gasoline power, the diesel power industry to the point to say,
Didn't you get a 1920 electric fan moving?
yes, it still works.
Imagine if it was powered by battery
Yeah.
and
So-
solar, that shit would run.
We were like, okay, what are we gonna do?
Oh,
Wow, look at that
oh,
spot.
oh.
Private property.
Eh,
The industry,
I like it between two roads.
the industry
That dude, he's shooting people.
was paranoid. Although we knew we were gonna have some type of shelf life, Biden put the pressure on people.
Yes, and you know what? This is, I think, the juvenile center.
Wow, that's humongous.
These things bring jobs.
Yeah.
Big jobs.
For sure.
Thank God.
So Biden put the pressure on the world, saying, hey, stop drilling, close the pipelines, we're shutting down fossil fuels,
Yes.
and we're going to go solar, wind, and renewable energy, clean energy resources. Problem with clean energy resources is it is way costly to produce the current ones and new ones. Wow, this is probably a nice spot. That every time they come up with a renewable energy resource, the cost of obtaining that are out of the average consumer's reach. Would you say that? Renewable energy it's supposed to be cheaper, right?
I am a fan of trashed energy. I know that's not the right word, but that trash costs us too much money to bury. We can.
That's the
I'll say
problem with
gasify
renewable
gasify
energy,
it
right?
To energy.
Is by the time that
If
it
you
reaches the
could turn
people,
one
it's too
problem
costly.
into a benefit. Gasification, trash to energy is honestly big on my list.
Yeah.
You need to invest a little more into that.
So my experience with EV is it's not for me. It didn't fit my lifestyle. It didn't fit my budget. It doesn't fit the long-term goals. Now that Trump is the new president and the EV mandate is now no longer going on, Trump is
He ain't going to mention any of that. When the Tesla owner gives you $100 million, you're not talking about squashing EV anymore.
Trump is going to drill, baby drill. He's going to tap our natural resources. He's going to try and undo the Biden administration EV mandate, which is already in progress. Elon Musk already knows that what he tried to do over the last 13 years didn't win the world over, and he needed a president 100% to say, this is the EV mandate for Elon, this is just my opinion, for him to have another 20 years of success with EV vehicles. So for me, it wasn't the thing. Obviously, it wasn't for Elon. He didn't live up to what he said. And important, but you said also, Mark, was he promised the world a $23,000 entry-level EV vehicle, and he didn't come close to that.
He's not for the small guy.
No, but he's saying, I'm going to have an EV vehicle that everyone can afford. And he
That's
didn't.
good press.
He didn't.
That's good
Correct.
marketing. Tesla don't spend any money on marketing. Zero money.
It's probably more word. Well, he's marketing it when he talks about Tesla. He's marketing. So when he said that he was going to have a $24,000 entry-level EV vehicle that the masses could afford,
and I like the car, so I mean,
he didn't deliver that. But the hype continued to push it. Then the lies about
just buy a Chevy Bolt. I mean, I don't hear any bad news about
the lies.
If you really want to save the environment, don't go buy a 1,000 horsepower electric thing, because you're just wasting electric.
Yeah.
You really want to drive an EV car and talk about the environment? Go buy a Chevy Bolt. Is that what it's called, or a Bolt?
Elon did not deliver an EV vehicle that the average person, we're not even going to say average American, average person could not afford. It was supposed to be, when it launched, $24,000 for that. Scrap! Damn it.
That's serious.
And then when it rolled out, I believe that the entry-level price was $34,000 or $43,000, and that was not your complete car. And that's the truth, people. On top of that, to advertise energy that it was using was based on different industry standards and times. Wasn't exactly what it was. And the mileage that those vehicles could go was a lie also, that you're not going to get your consumer to drive an EV vehicle with
Did you tell him about the tire cost?
Hold on, overinflated tires.
The tire replacement.
Hold on, you're not going to get an EV.
Damage.
You're not going to get an EV person to
not
problem. Drive their vehicle with the creature comfort systems on that consume immense amounts of battery. Therefore, those vehicles could not, under 100% use of the average person, meet those miles per battery ever. That's a fact. And if you're an aggressive driver, which they consider almost everybody an aggressive driver today, all those numbers of efficiency go right out the window. So if you drive the crap out of your battery operated car, you're driving the energy crap right out of your battery at the same time.
They want that energy efficient car on an overweighted SUV or overweighted Cybertruck that you could just tell by the suspension and things.
Yeah, so the infrastructure...
You ain't saving no energy with that truck.
No, so
no
the
electricity.
Infrastructure for EV vehicles is not there. There is not enough charging stations that work the way they're supposed
to. What happened in the rental industry? They're getting rid of all the cars?
So,
all the EV cars?
Now that there's a ripple in this industry, and I'm going to tell you, the rental agencies who have tested them and tested the crap out of them.
Did you ever get 300 miles out of your Tesla?
Never.
Are you getting that out of your combustion?
Right. Yeah. So we're getting that out of my. So
for
20.
Cheaper.
We're getting just not to get off subject.
Mile.
Our new Kia K4, under $30,000 vehicle. Same amount of like I said, same driving habits. The cost to fuel the gas tank is about the same that it costs to charge your Tesla at
$30 a month gets you 300 miles, and $30 a week you charging your Tesla got you nothing. So the new gasoline powered vehicle we purchased is 375 miles to a tank of gasoline. That's like $27 to fill the tank, far exceeding the Tesla in the same environment, the same use, let alone the less of an impact on my personal electric bill charging it there, and less the cost of going to Wawa. If you fall over a cliff here, you're dropping 1,000 feet.
Going to Wawa, supercharging, and paying premium rates. So the infrastructure infrastructure for EV vehicles just isn't there. The economics of it isn't there.
When that Indian battery comes that can charge in 7 or 12 minutes.
Hold on. We're just going to say this.
A game changer.
We've been driving for hours. I ain't seen one effing EV charging station.
Up here? They will probably. This is coal country, bro.
My point to you is, how could you survive in the mountains of Pennsylvania without the infrastructure for an EV vehicle. You can't.
Plug
We've
in
been
your
driving
house.
for hours. There's
Plug in your house.
what are you gonna do in between your house?
Push your EV. Get your EV towed by a gasoline truck.
Hold on, you're gonna go on Facebook Marketplace and say, or Facebook and say, hey, is there a local guy around here that has an EV charger
When you
that
run out of a charge,
that I
you
can
call-
rent at your house and I'm driving by your address?
Tesla's tow trucks run on petrol. On
Tesla's
gas-
tow trucks run on gasoline.
Yes, they and they're service cars.
And they're
vans.
using gasoline generators to charge them.
Service. Their service.
Their service vehicles aren't Tesla.
Yes, no.
How about
Tesla van? I don't know the Tesla van.
Anyway, and even to the point of the trucking industry, they're saying we want EV truckings. It takes 10 times longer to get to the same destination and costs more in repair and maintenance and charging than it does a diesel vehicle.
And you need economy of scale when you're trucking. Is that truck you want on the road all the time?
Yep.
The more it's off the road for service, repair, charging,
Yep.
you got to use that asset to its capacity.
And the weight of the vehicles naturally alone, not including their payload, the roads and bridges and infrastructure of that are not compliant for those vehicles.
That's a deer stand, bro. You know you're in a good spot when they sell deer stands on the side of the road.
So my brother has 2 Teslas in the top tier brand, far exceeding
We're not saving the environment with them.
not saving the environment, and those
all
vehicles.
the tire bead runoff in the rivers are not saving the environment. Got to change the tires twice a year.
Tires twice a year.
$800 a tire.
That's on the cheap. You're not talking.
That's cheap.
You're not talking
My
retail.
brother helps me out there, and you're talking $3,000 a year. On
Just in tire maintenance.
tires. On tire. There goes all the savings. If any, there's no savings, honestly.
Yeah,
with
no
EV.
savings.
But then that's sports EV. That's not economy EV.
So we're gonna say they're Tesla Model S all-wheel drive.
Dude, you're gonna make me get in trouble.
That his experience with his young adults driving 2 of them, price points just under 100,000 for those cars. That one child or young adult has been through. If we put retail numbers on it, he's going on his 4th set of tires. Harry's on his 5th set of tires. So if you were at the Tesla dealership at $2,000 for 4 tires, not including alignment and what little maintenance it requires, times the last 3 years.
What about the tow?
Hold on.
They only tell you so far.
So that's 2, 4. In 3 years is $6,000 in tire replacement,
How about the downtime
Maintenance.
without your car? We got to rent a car
not including the wheel alignment, not including the rim damage.
and downtime.
So where is the cost offset for that vehicle?
I'd like to do a video on how many people have to replace their full tires on a Tesla more than once a year. At least once a year.
So I would say that the lesser models, I would say, are less, but all those still cost them. But there is more torque, more power, more weight, more demand on the tires, which therefore in general, right, weight, force, demand is excessive wear.
My tires.
And then put misalignment on that vehicle, it's even worse.
Suspension's holding up.
They have decent suspension, decent. So in his family, at a glance, you would say that it works, right? Now that energy costs have doubled and tripled since your investment to EV vehicle, you're saying, God damn, my electric bill's high.
Energy cost is not triple.
Doubled? You're not
gas
saying
at my gas station's $2.79. I don't know. 6 years ago it was
$1.07. It was $1.85. It was $1.85 4 years ago for gas. Yes, it was. Look it up. $1.85 when President Trump left the presidency. It's now over $3 in Pennsylvania and just under $3 in New Jersey. Current situation right now. Supercharging your vehicle at a Super Wow in South Jersey is near 32 cents a kilowatt hour.
I paid $2.74 a gallon for gas. I can't even buy milk for that cheap.
No.
It's cheap.
Well,
For
say
you
that.
guys who only live in America, you have no clue. Go to Europe and any other country. I've been to Europe, Africa. They charge that's 4 times more. And if
So
we
the
have
whole
the cheapest
entire-
access to petroleum,
The whole entire time we've been
anywhere in the
driving,
world,
I haven't had to make a stop to fill up. I don't have to worry about my battery getting too low.
Tell him how your car runs on methane.
So what do you mean? Look at that solar field right in his house. Love it.
His car runs on
And I
methane.
haven't seen a sign for a Tesla or EV charging station nowhere. That puts fear
You won't see a
in
sign.
me.
It's in your map, dude. Come on.
But you have to drive out of your way.
Now we're seeing some darker aggregate.
So now we're not, the auto industry, the diesel truck industry, the trucking industry is really not panicking about EV vehicles. You're going to see more hybrid vehicles being produced worldwide. They are still under gasoline power. They are still under high technology and are very fuel efficient. And you're going to need people to service them. And I think that you're going to see these EV micro service centers disappear because they thought that the world was moving in that direction. And I'm going to tell you that market is going to shrink for the pure EV, and you're going to see the hybrid, which is still going to have you visiting your regular general repair auto facilities. Why would you need to go to an EV specialist when you do not need to and pay that premium? And that's just how I feel. So if you have a new footprint business system, that new footprint business system has its higher costs, right? Higher costs for technology, development, staying up with the times, software management fees, on and on and on, where your regular auto repair facility has had their equipment. They still have tire machines. They still have all the stuff that your regular non-EV vehicle needed for service. And it's a smaller investment for your regular garage to say, hey, I do now offer EV updates. I do offer EV repairs, your windows, your mirrors, your ADAS systems, your backup cameras, your sonars. It's a simple switch without adding a lot of extra cost to the current business model versus the new footprint EV system. So I think that they thought there was going to be an arterial bleeding wound that needed to be filled, and you're going to see that that wound has been capped and is going to heal itself and go away in small parts. I don't think you're going to see the EV industry grow any larger as EV itself than it has. I think you're going to see that if China winds up bringing their EV technology to us,
Wait till you see these cars
that
coming.
you may see another evolution of EV boom. But that's all
That battery comes, game changer.
correct. Well, that's all, something you can't, cash your check
We
on.
should try to get one of those batteries in and test it.
So you're going to see that we're going to be around for a while if we evolve and make the moves. Now, one thing that auto repair, gasoline power, EV, diesel shares in common is rims, wheels, tires, alignment, front end parts, brakes, and all your regular auto repair shops. And I'm not saying all, because there are some guys out there that can't even complete a simple brake job nowadays.
Alignments up here when we need them.
That you can still retain those customers even with an EV or a hybrid in your centers by offering what they need now. The most for those vehicles is wiper blades, light bulbs, headlight and taillight assemblies, because they're not making them serviceable anymore.
Just put blowers.
Comfort
Can you
systems,
just put a blower on your windshield?
wheels and tires,
I'm serious.
things of that, air conditioning, cooling systems, because your EV vehicle still has AC condenser, AC compressor, refrigerant.
Fit the body with two
trans
blowers,
fluid.
dude. Honestly, right there.
So that is the continuity between EV vehicles and hybrid vehicles. Is they all have tires, they all have brakes,
There's a quick right there.
they all have front end parts, they all have something that your old brick and mortar guy can still service for you. So don't be a cow or being pushed through the field and say you have to go back to Tesla or Toyota because it's an EV or it's a hybrid. You can reach your service needs at most providers. So that's all well said and done.
This is Hometown USA right here.
We still haven't seen
There's your oil trucks.
an EV charging
Oh, we see
station.
some oil trucks above us.
Bam, baby. Frack, baby, frack. Look, what do you think's in those containers? Not electric.
And no, there's no solar,
Look, liquid petroleum.
there's no solar panels.
Liquid petroleum.
That ain't running on no solar.
And there's tons of them. Tons of them on that thing. So we're Cressona Borough Hall. Cressona?
We're on our way to Frackville. We're in Potts.
He's taking me to Frackville. So
Make it right.
Was Trump in Frackville?
He's toured this many times. Yeah, he's toured it.
So we don't see no Amish people out here yet. We love Amish people. I think the Amish people, not to get off subject,
Best people on earth.
I think when you seen the Amish people, and I don't know if that was fake news or not, slap Trump flags on their horse and buggies and go to the polls,
Oh my God.
you were talking American grassroots people, right? That says even your grassroots American people, and probably non-American people, said, I'm taking my
Why
horse,
are they paying $3.09 for gas up here?
horse
in a-
and buggy ass
in-
to the polls.
In a little, it's a lower income area that has billions of.
Pennsylvania has the
Billions of
highest
tons of
petro
reserve.
gasoline prices
Why are
around.
you paying 20? Why are you paying 30 more cents than me in South Jersey? You got
Hold on.
billions of.
Hold on,
tons
Wawa
of,
charges
of
you-
coal here.
Wawa charges you 20 cents more a gallon because of their rewards program.
No, I go to U.S.
Wawa
Gas.
charges
It's not
20
owned
cents
by
more.
US There ain't no
Because
US
they're
people
they're
here.
giving you that 20 cents back that you're prepaying
That's
for.
because Mobil has a VIV. I go to U.S. Gas. I don't think there's many U.S. people servicing that gas for me. I got someone pumping my gas, by the way.
We have people pumping.
30 cent cheap right here. Right.
Hold on, I don't see an EV charging station here.
Go. Come on. Yeah.
There isn't, right?
We're in coal country.
You're not getting your car charged up at the local refueling station
In Frackville.
in Frackville if you have an EV vehicle.
Not in Carbon County either.
Non-carbon. Jobs, baby, making more jobs.
Hydro.
Hydro.
That's what I'm talking about. That's. Yes.
And I want you EV people and owners and operators and drivers and YouTubers, please chime in.
Okay.
Please.
Are you getting just give me that you're getting 250 miles per charge. Just
Is
someone
anybody
calls
who's
that.
driving a Tesla
My
getting a
kids
250?
aren't getting that.
They're not getting
It
250.
says, oh, you have 50% left.
Now you
And I
have,
go 17 miles, I got 20%.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
and you have the extended range battery.
Yeah, we do, and we got performance mode.
So here's
Now, some of these hills
Never-
right to the left hand will be coal mine entrances right in the back of people's
never
yards.
even reached
know
the
that, right?
advertised battery life in a Tesla vehicle. Never.
TrumpWillTaxUs.com.
All right, so now we're getting into like, I don't even know what you want to call this. Town. You got a service center here.
Come on, dude, we're on a schedule.
General Tire, baby. CVS. I still don't see anywhere to charge my.
Oh, we're gonna make a left.
Charge my
PA
Tesla.
61 north. PA 61 north. Make a left.
Left? Oh, I've been around here. April, I've been around here. All right, so Route 61 and Route 183. Still no signs of a Tesla charger. If we were in an EV vehicle, it would navigate us there.
There somewhere.
But it would navigate us off our natural path of where we're going, which is an inconvenience.
I think someone was looking at putting some in my lot because they'll give me.
How many
they'll
ti-
subsidize me to put chargers
Yes,
in my lot. So
I
told
was.
them I will be
I
open
wanted
for
to
it.
ask you about should we buy some EV chargers, but now knowing
Tesla
that
turned me down because of my lot configuration, but the state would subsidize a piece of
There's
it if I
money
put
in
it
it.
in for my employees. But then I got
anything with money in it, we're interested. So I could have refueled and topped off my 307,000 mile Toyota Sequoia that I've been driving for 3 hours now, and never had to worry about where I'm going to get
I would have been worried. if
gasoline.
Tesla
You'd have been
car-
sweating in the Tesla. And I could have topped off at any point in time and never had to have,
I like the Teslas. I mean, they're nice driving cars.
but you would have to stress where you're going to get off your beaten path to get charged up. And then sit there for 20, 30 minutes, wasting more time.
That'll kill me. Might as well saw my arm off.
All right, so I think that's it for now. We're going to give you some beautiful mountainous views as we head to Frackville. And when we get there, quick lane, baby. Quick lane. All right, thanks for watching.